Justin Bieber this morning, according to Forbes magazine, is one of the best paid people under the age of 30. Celebrities, anyway. Lady Gaga is one of those, too. She's the best paid under 30. And, of course, Justin Bieber is, too, right behind Lady Gaga. They're number one and number two. He's 17 years old, the youngest in the list. $53 million over the past year. Thanks to his movie and his world tour, Justin Bieber, Never Say Never. Taylor Swift also on the list. Katy Perry, Beyonce, and Rihanna. Oh, and the Twilight stars, I guess. Robert Pattinson and Kristen Stewart also made the cut. I don't see those movies, so I don't know. LeBron James is on that list. Roger Federer. Justin Bieber is number 2. And Lady Gaga, number 1. There is an alleged sex tape that's said to include footage, and it probably does mean footage, of Shaquille O'Neal at the center of a robbery case in California. Apparently, this tape, there was some threatening to go public with it, and it's Shaquille and his then wife, apparently. So be on the lookout. Security cameras apparently caught all the action, and that when Shaquille had women over the house, there was some videotaping going on. So the story's just sort of unraveling, unfolding, unzipping, if you will, at the moment. Arnold Schwarzenegger's former housekeeper breaking her silence. As long as we're talking gossip this morning, there was an extensive interview, exclusive too, with the UK's Hello magazine. And she said that really the way Maria Shriver found out that the child was her husband's, the maid's a child, was that Maria was talking about how much he looked like Arnold, just like anecdote. Gosh, he looks like my husband. And the housekeeper just broke down, dropped to her knees, started crying and apologizing, and told her, yeah, it's his. And the rest, as you know now, is history. It happened last summer, so they kept it quiet for quite some time. And she said she never told Arnold that Joseph was his son, so she never saw his reaction. Apparently, he didn't know all that time. That's what she's saying. And, oh, by the way, what did the boy think when he found out that Arnold Schwarzenegger was his dad? He's 13 years old. You know what he said? Cool, according to the maid. Natalie Portman.
I'll be back.
Yeah, maybe not. The Black Swan actress and her fiance welcomed a son into the world on Tuesday. So, Natalie Portman, congratulations to you. She's a mommy, and they're going to celebrate Father's Day this weekend. We never let the birthday of a beautiful woman pass without taking note. Somebody please let Dennis Muchmore know. He'll want to know this. Courtney Cox is 47. She is best friends, of course, with Jennifer Aniston, who, well, let's just say our celebrity crushes for the governor's chief of staff is Jennifer Aniston, and mine is Courtney Cox. She's 47, so let's double date for her birthday, if we can get that all together. She was Monica on Friends. She stars in Cougar Town right now. Happy birthday, darling, to Courtney Cox, who was in a Bruce Springsteen video. Isn't that how she first became famous? Helen Hunt is 48 from As Good as It Gets. Mad About You was her TV show, and Julie Haggerty from the movie Airplane is 56 today. Delta is making a lot of money in baggage fees. $1.7 billion, more than any other airline. In last year, $952 million in baggage fees alone. A lot of money in baggage. Who knew? Until they started charging for it. And the word from The Economist is that if they didn't charge for baggage, the airlines would lose money. So, you know, the next time you're grousing about it, when you go that they charge you $50 round trip for your bag, that's why. They got to stay level, if you will. Drop in U.S. home prices over the past 5 years is worse than during the Great Depression, according to Paul Dales, an economist with Capital Economics. 33% is the fall since 2006. And on the other end of our line now, Jim Gillespie, the CEO of Coldwell Banker Real Estate. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me on.
Do you think that assessment is overly grim, or does it jive with the way you think, too, home prices forecast to fall another 3% this year?
Well, you know, there's no question that prices have dropped tremendously in the last 4 or 5 years. I mean, the good news in all of that is the fact that homes are very, very affordable. And your great state of Michigan is one of the most affordable states in the country.
Is it? Is that good news or bad news, though? Because doesn't it mean that our housing market is severely depressed?
Well, it is down. There's no question about that. You know, the report this morning, I think, references the Case-Shiller report, which really only takes into account 20 markets in the country. Those are 20 very volatile. Well, half of those markets are very, very volatile. So I think that that if you look at real estate as a local entity, and that's how you have to take a look at real estate. I think that this report that we've published this morning accounts for 2,300 different markets across the country. So the thing that your listeners need to understand is that that real estate is definitely local, and when you're looking to purchase a property or sell a property, that property on that street and that community is most important. And you seek the advice of your professional realtor as far as pricing goes.
And Kim LaForette is in this area, this mid-Michigan area, with Coldwell Banker, Hubbell Briarwood, and Lynn Vandeventer, too. They seem very optimistic about our region. What's the most expensive area in the United States? Is it Palm Beach, Florida, or maybe south of Los Angeles there in California? Those are my first two guesses.
Well, five of the six most expensive markets, according to our report, are in California, and our subject property, which is a 4-bedroom, 2-bath property, would go in Newport Beach, California, for a little more than $2.5 million.
That's the heavy section, isn't it?
And then in Detroit, Michigan, which is the fifth most reasonably priced market in the country, that same 4-bedroom, 2-bath property would sell for a little more than $73,000. So there's about a $2.4 million difference.
Location, location, location. That's the real estate adage, isn't it?
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you very much for the... Well, I guess the good news for Michigan is it's very affordable to have a house here if you want. And if you're going to go out west, you're going to pay dearly, even though California's economy isn't the best. Chris Christie, the governor of New Jersey, was on Piers Morgan last night. Some people say he should run for president. We'll hear the audio as soon as we get back. It's Michael Patrick Shields, Michigan's Morning Show.